Wait. Nobody told me that Umahi and Rufai Oseni have been having issues. Like, these people have not been using same eye to see each other. What? This interview just revealed everything. Who is the management of Arise TV? I want to know, because this person knows what they are doing. Because why didn't they get another interview? Why didn't they get another journalist to come and interview Umahi? Why does it have to be Rufai? Knowing fully well that they have history, or did they hide it so well that nobody noticed until now that this interview happened? And what's the first question that Rufai has to throw at him? I know that you reported me to the president. You know, back then when your siblings, you will do something to your siblings and your sibling will go and report you to your parents, and then you are waiting to get back at them. And when they finally enter your trap, you will tell them, I remember back then when I did something to you and you went and report me to mommy. Now you are finally here wanting my favor. Something like that. That's exactly how I saw that interview, because waiting concerned with reporting you to the president. But then we listen, we don't judge. Okay, over here we criticize issues, we analyze it as it is. We listen before we judge. So first of all, before we go back to asking, was Rufai being rude in that interview? Was Rufai being disrespectful in that interview with the Minister of Nigeria, Minister of Works? I mean, those were heated arguments, and so many people are saying Rufai was very rude, Rufai was unprofessional. Other people from the other side are saying that's what fits Nigerian politicians. Yes, Rufai, give it to him back to back. Okay, let's settle this once and for all. The question here is, was Rufai right to interview the man like that? Yes, I know he's a journalist and he's doing his work, but in doing his work, did he step the boundary? Did he overdo? Was he being disrespectful? Because last, this man is still the minister, a minister in Nigeria. Okay, so although I agree that our journalists, Nigerian journalists everywhere should have the authority, should have the power to investigate. I mean, that's their job. They are like the people that speak for the people. Those questions that we cannot ask our presidents, our ministers, our governors, they are the ones who are there to ask them for us on our behalf. Okay, because when you want to see Tinubu ask a guy waiting the sub, it is left for these journalists to ask these people what the people that they are representing has been meaning to ask them. So in doing his job, was Rufai being disrespectful? Because there is a thin line between being bold and stepping a boundary. So before we go back to analyzing this or answering this question, let's take a look, just a little.
So at first, Minister, after you had gone to report me in front of President Tinubu and said all sorts, anyway, I'm not beholden to you. My job is accountability.
You're too small for me to report you to the president.
No, but they're
You're too small.
Minister, let me speak. Minister, let me speak. I have empirical evidence. The world watched it on the commission of the project when you mentioned the questions I asked you to the president. That was reporting me to the president officially. The world watches, so you don't need to dilly-dally about the empirical facts. I don't talk without facts, Minister. You know, when I have my facts, I talk. And I insist on my question when I ask on cost.
Let me address you.
Minister, you will not allow me speak. The problem is you will not allow me speak. You spoke for over 20 minutes, over 10 minutes.
Because you don't know what you are speaking.
But let me speak. Let me speak. You will not allow me speak. You see, if you can just keep quiet and be calm and just allow me speak, I'll be happy. All right? So my question still persists as regards the cost per kilometer. You cannot tell me that we don't have a right to know the cost per kilometer. Even if it's an undulating landscape, give us all the facts and the details of the cost per kilometer. That's all we'll ask for. Other questions as regards the loans taken. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Listen to me.
Minister, you will not allow me to speak. The minister will not allow me to speak.
No. Don't do that with me.
Minister will not allow me to speak.
I was in your studio.
Minister will not allow me to speak.
And when the first section was on, and I ran the figures. And what you're asking us is 750 kilometers of coastal highway. We should tell you cost per kilometer. So you multiply by 750. That's not Sisika.
No, so tell me the cost per kilometer. There's nothing too hard for you to tell me that figure. You've not still told me that figure, so I was right on that point. The second point,
because you don't understand anything.
The second point I'm trying to make is this.
You don't understand anything. I'm a professor in this field.
Okay.
You don't understand anything.
What university gave you professorship in this field?
And you cannot ask me to tell you a cost.
What university gave you professorship in engineering? I didn't know you were Professor Umahi, Minister. I didn't know. So please,
I'm professor in practice.
In practice.
I'm professor in practice. Okay. I understand engineering very well.
So secondly,
and you have no knowledge of what you ask.
If you will let me, you
have no knowledge.
If you will let me ask.
So you keep quiet.
Okay.
And then stop.
Okay. Minister, it's all right. Keep dignifying yourself and let the world see you for who you are. If you allow me.
One thing that started this, one question that led to all of this, because I did some findings and I understand that what Rufai was asking him, the bone of contention here was, Umahi is the Minister of Works, right? And he's constructing a road. Now this road is said to be what budgeted for 15 trillion naira. Guys, 15 trillion. This is not million. This is not billion. Trillion. I can't even begin to imagine such amount of money. So what Rufai asked him was, what is the cost per kilometer? He is asking the Minister of Works, what is the, since you said that this road is going to cost 15 trillion, no problem, Shebi, money has been mapped out for this, Abi. Now, what is the cost per kilometer? Nigerians want to know. That is what started all of this. You know, in a scene, let me just say, in other countries, okay, or in a country that has a working system, when a politician or when a minister that has such budget come for interview, you should be expected, yes, you should be expected to be asked this kind of question. This kind of is something that you should be expected to be asked. Let's not go into with the tone that Rufai used in asking him. Maybe he came off as aggressive, but the question is still, the question here was, what Rufai asked him, was it something that ought to be, is it something that Nigerians ought to know? Because if you say you are using, this is people's time, this is our money, so the people have the right to know, how is this thing being spent? Why are you spending 15 trillion on road construction? What is the cost of this? What are you buying? You get? So it's still a normal question, and as a Minister of Work, you shouldn't be offended for this kind of question to be thrown at you. It's a normal thing. Maybe it was because of the way that Rufai asked him. No, he can't bring him. So I don't see it as something that should have aggravated him or something that would have warranted such throwing of words around. You get? Who are you? Who are you? I hasn't got to that. We know that all of us, we are still sand though. So that question, does it warrant such? I mean, he would have just said, look at what we are sourcing, look at what you are getting, look at what we are paying laborers. I mean, even if he does not add up, his answer did not add up, I mean, he still owed the people to answer that question. Maybe when he can't answer, later we go come they do the math. But this thing is still big anyway. But then he went on and on about all of that, which now made Rufai to now tell him, I know you reported me to the president. So on the issue of people saying Rufai was being rude, yes, to me, he kind of, because no matter what, you know, if we use it as it is in our body, like if we jam some of these politicians one-on-one, some of our Nigerians where they vex, they feel common person teeth, but at the end of everything, these people are still the government. Okay, you need to, even if you don't respect them, you need to respect the office that they represent. It won't be good that so many some other people, others from other counterparts are watching this interview and they are seeing how our leaders are being disrespected, because we need to respect the office. Yes, you may not like the person that is the president, but it does not warrant you anything to start talking to him anyhow. So yes, I agree with the fact that Rufai Oseni, I like Rufai, guys. I respect, like, I like that man. I feel like if other journalists should be like him, like before our politicians will come to Arise TV to have any interview or any sort, once they hear that this is the person that is going to interview, they will just run away, or you will get your facts right. So although people are saying that Rufai is being like this because this person is from APC or is a member of APC, no, I don't think so. Even some people have gone to the extent of saying that Rufai is obedient. No, he is not. One thing Rufai is that he gives respect to someone he feels that deserves respect. He does not give you respect because he feels like you want that respect. He gives you respect based on if you deserve it. Is that a good thing? I cannot say, because his work as a journalist should not, it should not matter who he is interviewing or who he is questioning. He just needs to ask the question that has been on the mind of the people and get us our answer. Okay, he should not let his personal or his emotion to interfere, because last this person is still a Nigerian. And if you're a Nigerian and you are witnessing what we are witnessing today, and you have the chance of meeting these people that are responsible for us one-on-one, trust me, your emotions will still get in line. Because when you are asking them questions and they are not giving you what is expected, trust me, at a point you flare up, because last this thing is going to affect you. But then he ought to be professional. He ought to be professional, telling him go on to dignify yourself so that the world will see you for who you are. It was uncalled for. Honestly, it was uncalled for. Also, telling a journalist to shut up, or telling him who are you for me to, that was so unnecessary. But then what do we expect in this our system, wey be say if person don climb go stay for government office, you just feel like they're on top of the world. So guys, that's that. I don't know how you feel about this interview, but that's what I have to say. Rufai was kind of being rude. Yes, he was disrespectful to the office of the minister. He was disrespectful. Also, the minister himself, should I say he asked for it? I don't know. So guys, what do you have to say about this? Please share me your opinion in the comment section. Okay, if this is your first time of coming across my channel, please do well to subscribe. I bring the latest news concerning Nigerian policies down to your doorstep. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.